the ball game. The most that Norfolk has led by in this contest was 3 points at any one time. Morris, Deloach pulls up for the 3 off the back of the iron. Too hard. Curtis White with it for Howard. Up the floor. Bainbridge. White being guarded pretty closely there by Hampton.
Just what we thought. Norfolk State goes back man. Clock down to 15. Charlie, for Howard, just be patient. Get a basket on the layup.
Wide open. That was partially blocked by Tamaris. But the follow-up on the offensive side by Mike Phillips.
No reset on the clock. Mike Phillips, the freshman, wisely puts the ball up with only a second remaining. And this Howard basketball team doing a good job on both ends of the floor.
13-point lead for the Bison with 7:35 to go in this one. Down the lane, dishing off. Pull up for the jumper is Hampton off the back. And a foul is going to be whistled against Howard. Mike Phillips with the basket for the Bison of Howard University. He has 3 points. Howard University 61-48. Don't forget, men's college basketball continues Wednesday night at 7 Eastern. Greg Monroe, the Hoyas of Georgetown, in a Big East matchup against the 11th rated Pitt Panthers. Then at 9 Eastern, the Buffaloes of Colorado face the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. It's men's college basketball on ESPNU and ESPNU HD. More information, log on to ESPNU.com. And of James Anderson of Oklahoma State so far this season, he leads the Big 12 in scoring 21.6 points per contest. Right now, a 13-point lead for Howard University. They've been on a 17-6 run since it was tied at 44 apiece.
They're doing it because of good defense, allowing Norfolk State only 1 shot and then scoring on their own.
And now Mars with a big offensive putback after the missed shot by the logo to the line to try to complete the 3-point play.
After the timeout, try to get a basket inside quick. There's a drive by Deloach. He misses, but Morris at 6'9" goes up, grabs it, has contact, and will get the possible 3-point play. This is what Norfolk State needs, a couple of scores and some stops to get back in it.
Morris at the line, no good. So it stays an 11-point lead for Howard University. This Howard University team had some pretty big wins. Wide open for the 3. They left wide open Adrian Collins, and he made them pay.
Secondary break, Charlie, and just trying to take the ball down one side, and nobody's covering Collins. Collins came into this ball game having made 26 3-pointers. He nails one there.
That was a travel. Good call. Mars shuffled his feet.
And everybody's got to be talking. His head on the swivel. Nobody watching. White just takes it. Nobody's going to guard Collins. He says, okay, I think I'll stop and pop, and he does. Again, nobody talks. Nobody even sees Collins. Just running down the sideline. Big basket for him.
And Collins with 20 points. He's 8 of 14 shooting tonight, 4 of 9 from 3-point range, and he's given his team a big lead, a 14-point advantage before that last basket. It's now 12 points for Howard, 64-52. When you're talking about this Howard team, they started their first win of the season, came against the MEAC opponent, and they played that game in New York at Madison Square Garden against Hampton. They won it by 2. Then they beat Navy at home. They beat Coppin State at home. And then they beat A&T on the road last Saturday by 5 points, 82-77. They're looking for their 3rd win away from Berg Gymnasium this season.
Well, 2010's been very nice for the Howard Bison. They were coming in winning 3 out of 4 ball games, and you get that game against Hampton gave them a little confidence, and then they hit a little skid with some very difficult non-conference basketball games. But right now you see the poise of this Hampton, this Howard team kind of coming out and doing some solid basketball things. Again, what I question now is, will Norfolk State have enough possessions? Because offensively they're struggling. Will they get a chance? Because Howard's going to press, take the ball out, pull it back, get some free throws. Hopefully they make them if you're a Howard fan. You just wonder if Norfolk can put enough heat on them.
Well, one of the things in talking to Gil Jackson, as you see him there, he thought they would win more in this game than they did, although they opened up against Indiana. They played down in Central Florida. They played against Niagara and Georgia State and Akron in the tournament. They came home, played Fairfield, lost to them. They were on the road against Canisius. They played crosstown rival American University. Of course, they were at Loyola up in Baltimore. They went to the MTSU, Middle Tennessee State, Stephen F. Austin. Then they went all the way out to California and played St. Mary's and GW. And then they played George Washington at GW.
Yeah, and it's been an interesting schedule, but again, it makes you tougher. What you have to understand is you divide your season into thirds. That first third being that non-conference schedule, the second third being conference play, and finally the last bit being the MEAC tournament in March.
And of course, Howard came into the season preseason picked to be the next to the last team in the conference. They were picked to finish 10th, while Norfolk State, based on what they did a year ago, getting into the tournament championship, was to finish third in the preseason poll. Second shot from Hampton. The miss. Here's DeLoach down the lane. Two.
Make the free throw. Full court pressure. Got to get a steal. Got to get a stop.
DeLoach with 14 points for the Spartans. DeLoach on Collins this time. And Collins turned it over. A little pressure from DeLoach, the veteran, on defense that time. They didn't leave him open for a three that time.
But Calvin Thompson's coming back in the game. He set through the last timeout with an ice bag on his right knee. Remember when he kind of was knocked down in the first half and he bumped knees earlier? They've got to have his ball handling ability in the basketball game right there. Got a little careless right there. We'll see if Norfolk's able to take advantage of it.
One of the things Howard has been able to do is score 14 of their points off of turnovers. I'm sorry, 14 points in the paint, 5 points off of turnovers, plus they've had 4 second chance points. Now Norfolk State consequently with 8 second chance points, 8 points off of turnover, and 26 points in the paint. With their size, you would think they would get a lot more points in the paint, but then you've got to remember their big man was outside shooting threes.
He scored by DeLoach.
They certainly have, and they're going to call a player control foul against DeLoach. He doesn't like that call himself. Anthony Evans is up. Let's look at it once again.
Let's take a look at DeLoach here. Pass, drive. Ooh. That's my new thing now. I'm just saying, ooh. I'm not going to say yes or no. I don't know about that.
So DeLoach picks up his 4th personal foul. He has fouled out of 1 game earlier this season. Remember, he had 33 points early in the season against Jacksonville State. Wide open. Down the lane. And a block inside by O'Quinn. But the ball goes out of bounds off of Thompson, who was laying out of bounds.
Again, drive. This time the big fella says, not on my watch. Paul O'Quinn gets to block. Ball goes Norfolk State's way. That's what you've got to do. Mark that down. 5:40, down 10. DeLoach picks up his 4th foul.
Inside. Here's DeLoach. 8-point ball game. Collins backs it out. Cross court, wide open. White, no good this time. Battle for the loose ball. Here comes Howard. They come up with it. And a foul on Hampton. That's 4 on Hampton.
Smart play that time by Howard. You get that second shot opportunity. Jump shot maybe a little quick out of the clock that time for White, but he get it rebound.